Okay, line number 1. The steepness of the land. Oops. Is sometimes referred to as gradient or grade. This is found by the equation that the gradient equals a change in elevation times divided by horizontal change times 100. You've seen something like this in math class, where you learn that slope is rise over run. So the rise here, that's just another way of saying the change in elevation up and down. The run in your math class was the horizontal side of a triangle. So we have in the gradient the horizontal change. The only difference is that we multiply by 100 with the gradient. Okay, so we could rephrase this as gradient is rise over run times 100. The answer will be labeled as a percent. If a hill is a 45-degree angle, you will rise up just as much as you move horizontally. So here's a 45-degree slope. If I look at the rise and the run, let's pretend that this is 40 feet up and 40 feet across. So the rise over run is going to be 40 over 40 times 100. Well, 40 over 40 is 1. Multiply that by 100, you're just going to get 100. So the gradient for a 45-degree angle slope is 100%. Completely flat ground has a gradient of 0. Here's a more realistic problem. We have a car going up a slope. It rises up 20 feet. This is your rise. As it goes horizontally 60 feet, this is your run. So the rise goes on the top of the fraction, the run goes on the bottom of the fraction, and then we multiply by 100. Now, to get these calculations, use a calculator, of course, or you can just go to any old search engine, and you can type that in, 20 divided by 60. The asterisk for multiplication times 100. And look, there it has the answer for you at the top there. Right there, 33.33333. Okay, moving on. We could use the word grade instead of gradient. For a road, a steep grade can be as low as 6%, 7%, 4%, somewhere right around there. Road signs will warn truckers of steep grades. And you'll see some pictures of those kinds of signs down here. Now, 7% may not seem like a very steep road, but it's enough for a truck going down to have to use its brakes a lot. And if you're not a good truck driver and you don't use the brakes and the engine appropriately, you can actually wear out the brakes as you're going down the road. And then you end up with no brakes at all, and you're still going down a hill, going faster and faster and faster, and lots of people have had crashes in that way. And so that's why they warn the truckers about the steepness. And on some really steep roads, you will see things that are called truck escape ramps. They are very steep hills going up, and they are filled with loose gravel. And so if a trucker finds that he is out of brakes and he's going faster and faster and faster, he can get off the main road and go onto this little escape route, which quickly goes up a hill and into soft gravel, and that slows the truck down to a stop. Number 10, get a ruler. The picture to the left is one of the steepest roads in the world. It's in New Zealand. Use a ruler to measure its rise and run to find its grade. So the rise over here is 1 inch from here down to there, 1 inch. The run from here to there would be measured at 4 inches. So let's use our equation in order to find the gradient. Remember, it's rise over run times 100. So go ahead and do that right now. Type it into the search box of a search engine or in your own calculator. Either way, maybe you can do it in your head, but you'll come up with the answer of 25%. Go ahead and do number 11 in the same way. We have these two numbers. How do they fit in? Go ahead and give it a try. The horizontal distance is 150, so that would be the run. That's on the bottom. The road goes up 30 feet. That's up vertical. That's the rise. And then we multiply by 100. And the answer to that is going to be 20%. Go ahead and do number 13. Pause the video if you need more time, but here's the answer. That is approximate, that's rounded. Okay, next. The sidewalk project. Task. The laws about wheelchair ramps say that the gradient needs to be less than 8.3%. We will see how close to this are the ramps around school. We'll look at a ramp in the hallway closest to the classroom and the ramp outside the school by the library. This video should be embedded in the Schoology website, or you can go directly to the YouTube and type in that address. But in this video, it's only about 3 minutes long, I show you how to use two tools. One is a ruler with a bubble level on it, and another one is just a plain old ruler stick. And you make a triangle like that. And from the rulers on the sticks, you can see the rise on that ruler and the run on the long one with the bubble. And do your division, multiply by 100. The video will zoom in on the ruler so that you can see the rise and the run for each of those locations. And then you do your calculations on your calculator to figure out the gradients. In the year 2020, I do not have the steepness of the stairwell railing in the Schoology, so we will skip that. But in future years, the video might be changed and you will have that steepness available to you. So keep that in mind, please. After you're done with that video, again, that should only take you about 5 minutes to do. Then there's homework 16 in Schoology and wrap up 16.